So I added these garage door openers a year or so ago, and been really happy with them. Didn't do a video at the time, so I'm going to be taking it apart here for something else, but I thought I'd just do a little video of it too. And I ended up just putting momentary switches on the existing. These are the auxiliary switches. If you don't, depending on the model you get, you have some blanks. I had all 6 blanks when I bought it, so I added some passing lights, and then I used these two of them on this side. You can see the little switches I just added right over the top of them. If they sold one of those little switches as a momentary with some sort of garage door emblem, something like that, that would be perfect. But at the time I couldn't find it. Maybe they make it now, I don't know. But these were cheap. I got them locally. When you get a switch, what you want is the term momentary, because that just means it's, as you push the button in and hold it, it's on, out is off. So that's what you want for a garage door opener, on and off. This is on a 2017 Street Glide. I think 14 and after is just going to be really similar to this. I'm going to go ahead, and because I'm working on the handlebars, I'm going to, instead of disconnecting the battery, just pull the main fuse. It's pretty easy to do. And I'll just go ahead and show you how to do that as long as I'm doing it. If you've got one of these new style saddlebags, I know you love them too. To get to the main fuse is behind this side cover, and the side cover is just held on with 3 plastic pins that go into rubber grommets, one here, here, and one down here at the bottom. So just pull them out. Like so. There you can see the pins. When you put these back on, put a little dielectric grease on there, and it'll make taking it off that much easier next time. Right here's the 50 amp main fuse. Just pull that out and you're good to go. So we're going to take this dashboard off, and I've already got the screws on it, but it's loose. There's just one screw on each side. I think last time I wiggled it out of here without taking the lock off, but once you understand the lock, it comes off pretty easy. This is the back side of the lock, and I thought it might be good to show you what it is that we're accomplishing in order to get that lock off. So this is the button you need to push up. You put the key in the unlock position, but it needs to go farther counterclockwise before it can come off. In order to make that happen, you push this button and then it'll turn counterclockwise, and watch right there, that little tab right there. And the key turns, then that little tab goes up, and that's what lets the lock come off. So we're going to put the key in, turn it to unlock. You need to get it farther. In order to get it farther, turn the switch over to the right, feel that little tab. If you look under there with a flashlight, you'll see it. But if you just put your finger on it, it's on this side, raise it up, turn the key all the way over counterclockwise, and the switch will pull out. It's got a little spring there. When I raise it up, I just grab it with my fingers, so don't forget to put that back on. There's a little ridge that holds it right there, and you put it back on. Now this will come, I've got the 2 screws out, and it's got also little tabs. There you can see them right there's one, there's one. So they go up underneath like that. So when you take it out, just go down with it a little bit and back. Got 2 two connectors. I thought I'd have enough slack to get it out, but I guess not. This is the switch on the left side, and there towards the back you can see that little tab. You need to push that tab, pinch it together, and then pull it out. If you have trouble pulling it out, try when you're pushing the switch forward, get a little slack, and then push this in. Hear that little click? If there's tension pulling back, it won't release. So push it in a little bit, get that click, and then it'll slide out. This is the connector from the other side. It's plugged in this way, so it was pretty hard to see the little tab. This is the top where my thumb is, but on the bottom of it is that little tab right there. So that's what you have to push up and then pull it back. Here's the dashboard off. You can see the two switches. What I did, I just drilled holes through the plastic covers. These aren't really switches when they're not being used, they're just a plastic cover piece. So I just drilled holes in there and mounted one wire to each one. And here's the garage door opener from our garage door. I mean, yours is going to be just whatever it is. I went ahead, glued it on there. I'm going to take another one apart to show you what I did inside whatever one you have. There will be a little circuit board, and on that circuit board will be a couple little switches. So you hear these two switches, and they line up with these two buttons here. So when you push down on these, what you're actually doing is pushing on these little buttons. I don't know if you could hear in the background, that just opened the garage door right now. I stopped it and closed it. Now that you got it here, you can see on each one of these switches there's little solder connections. This one has 4. So some of those solder connections may be just to secure the switch, and some of them will be to operate the button. You might be able to tell if you look at the back and figure it out. An easy way to tell which connections you're going to want to solder into is just make yourself a little jumper wire like this, and then touch the two when you near the garage door, just like you're going to open it. There, that opened the garage door. So those two would work. I'll check it has 4. I'm going to check these two over here. These two did not work. So that wouldn't work. This side might also work. That side also works. So you're going to either want these two or these two. This location worked out really well for me, just because everything is contained in a unit that comes off easily from the motorcycle. It's easy to get to. If I need to replace the battery, just 2 screws. If you end up with your switch in one location on one piece of plastic and the opener connected somewhere else, install in the wire between, install a connector that you can disconnect to make taking it apart easier down the road. You're going to want to run the wires from that switch outside the opener, so plan where you're going to run it. Here you can see I ran mine out right through the bottom there. I've got 2 wires coming out just because I've got the 2 switches. When you get ready to solder onto that board, first determine where the wire is coming out of the opener, whether it's this way or this way. So I'm assuming it's going to come out the bottom here. So what I would do is, don't forget to use flux on this, and put just a little bit of solder on that tip, and then just rest it on the connection and touch it with your soldering gun, just enough to melt it, and you'll see it when it happens. So go ahead and figure out the location of where the switch and opener works out good on your motorcycle. And then the bottom line is you need to have a wire connecting one side of this switch to one side of this switch, and on the other one, this side of the switch to this side of the switch. Well, hopefully this has helped somebody else out there wanting to add garage door openers onto their bike. It's certainly more convenient than fumbling around for an opener out of a pouch or your pocket or something. Once you put the time into it, you'll be happy you did. And also I have to say thank you so much to everybody else there who has spent the time and effort posting videos of whatever it is, because I get a lot of information looking to fix stuff, and I do appreciate their effort. So maybe this effort will be helpful to somebody else. Hope it works. Good luck. You can do it.